If you feel unmotivated to do anything, if you are merely existing instead of living, or if you don't even know what you want from life anymore, you are not broken. This often happens after growing up in an unsafe environment or after leaving an abuser. I went through this myself. When people asked what I would do with $1 billion, I had no answer. When they asked what I would do if I knew I could not fail, I still had no answer. I did not hate life, but nothing felt worth the effort anymore. Even watching a movie started to feel like work. Most advice completely failed me, but after a lot of research, I discovered why this happens, and something simple but slowly helped me start caring about life again. In this video, I'll explain why abuse can shut down your motivation, why most advice fails, and the small shift that helped me start wanting to engage with life again. People often think lack of care and motivation is because they are lazy, lack habits, lack discipline, or haven't found their passion yet. But this is not it. When you come from an unsafe or unsupportive environment, two things happen. And together, they quietly shut down motivation. First, when you are in an environment where effort changes nothing, your brain eventually stops investing effort at all. So motivation to act shuts down. The second is that when you are in an environment of constant abuse, devaluing, or criticism, the brain reduces emotions as a defense called emotional blunting. This protects you from pain, but it also shuts down your joy. Activities that used to feel rewarding no longer do, and your brain stops predicting enjoyment. Because a large part of what motivates us to do something is that we predict there will be some payoff that we care about. Without experiencing joy for doing things, our brains feel that the effort is no longer worth it, so motivation shuts down. Motivation is not created by discipline. It is created by the brain predicting that effort will lead to something you care about. This also affects decisions, as you struggle to choose between activities, as there is no clear enjoyment payoff between them. This can have you sit for hours trying to decide what to have for dinner or what movie to watch, as you cannot predict what you will enjoy more. Worse, when you eventually decide to do something, like go to the mall, you may go halfway there and then decide you don't feel like it anymore and turn around, as used to often happen to me. Common advice asks you to answer what you want in life and what makes you happy, often telling you to imagine unlimited money or that you cannot fail if you try something. But this does not work, as it assumes the issue is resistance, when the issue is being unable to enjoy things, as that part of your mind has shut down. Other advice is even worse. It tells you to imagine what will make your life easier each day, drain you less, or what friction you can remove in your life. So you do it, and each day you slide more and more into just existing, where you do less and less. The assumption is that you still feel like you would shower because being dirty feels worse. But if your mind no longer cares, being dirty or clean makes little difference. And going for a shower is effort. And this is where most people get stuck. You want to improve your life, but your brain just says that everything you want is too much effort and there is no emotional payoff, so it does not motivate you to move. And if you do not solve it, you may know what you want to do or should do, but just cannot get your brain to do it. So life just passes you by and one opportunity after another disappear forever. The real problem is that you get stuck in a loop. Our brains predict future outcomes based on past experiences. So if your past experiences create predictions that nothing you can do is worthwhile or enjoyable, then you need new experiences where you do experience just a little bit of emotion to start to reactivate your emotions again. But if you have no motivation to do anything, you cannot get yourself to do anything and keep doing stuff to retrain your brain. So you are stuck in this spiral of an ever-shrinking world where less and less matter to you. But there is a way out. And once you see it, your world will change. And this is exactly how I got out of the black hole that drained the energy from my life. One system in the brain that motivates us uses predictions of whether effort will lead to a worthwhile payoff. It is designed to be efficient and always strives for improving accuracy. And this is exactly what you can use to get you motivated to act again. The brain is uncomfortable with unanswered questions. It needs to have answers so it can make more accurate predictions. That's why we watch movies to the end or listen to people telling stories. We want to know what happens in the end. So instead of trying to use pleasure, comfort, or meaning to motivate us, we use curiosity. Because even when motivation disappears, curiosity often survives. Motivation depends on believing something will feel rewarding. Curiosity doesn't. Curiosity only needs one thing: uncertainty. Our curiosity runs on a different motivational circuit in the brain. And by using this, we bypass the motivation circuit that got suppressed due to the environment we were in. With curiosity, you don't need to believe something will be enjoyable to act. You only need to want to resolve uncertainty. This works even if you are emotionally flat, feel life has no purpose or meaning, and are unmotivated to do anything. And it is so simple to do. All you have to do is constantly start asking yourself, I wonder what will happen if I do X. For example, feeling unmotivated to make coffee? Ask, I wonder how adding half a teaspoon of peanut butter in my coffee would taste. Feeling unmotivated to go for a walk in the park? Ask, I wonder how many birds I could count in 30 minutes. I wonder how long it would take me to actually fix the hinge on the cupboard. You turn your life into a series of experiments where you are not attached to the outcome, but are curious to find out. You stop trying to live a perfect life and start running small experiments instead. Curiosity sits between meaning and apathy. You don't need hope for curiosity to work. It requires almost no emotional investment, yet it still creates action. And once you begin interacting with the world again, other motivational systems often wake up naturally. Slowly you start experiencing life again, and emotions return. And with the return of your emotions, motivation, purpose, and meaning also start to return. And it all starts with a simple question. I wonder what will happen if I do X. You're not trying to enjoy life yet. You are simply investigating it. But as long as you wait for motivation to come back on its own, your brain will keep trying to protect you from wasting energy on activities it deems has no emotional payoff. And one by one, opportunities and once-in-a-lifetime moments disappear without you ever reaching for them. You don't need motivation to start changing your life. You only need curiosity. One small question. I wonder what will happen if I try this. To recap, feeling unmotivated and not caring about anything in life is not about being lazy or undisciplined. Your emotional system shut down to protect you from an environment you are no longer in. But you can reactivate it again by using curiosity to get your brain to start doing small experiments. As you begin interacting with the world again, emotions slowly return, and with them, motivation, purpose, and meaning. And slowly, step by step, you stop merely existing and start experiencing life again. Sometimes when you start experiencing emotions again, you notice intrusive negative thoughts show up even louder. If that happens, this next video explains why it can feel like the other person is still living in your head and what to do about it. Thank you for watching.